The Yarmouth annual town meeting was held this week, bringing together town officials, committee members, and citizens to discuss and vote on critical issues that shape the future of Yarmouth. Ryan Thompson has more.
Yarmouth residents gathered on April 25, 2023 for their highly anticipated annual town meeting where a variety of proposals were presented and discussed. Among the 36 articles up for consideration, one in particular caught the attention of attendees. Article 18.
We're here to discuss the creation of a wastewater treatment system to improve and protect the environment and the water quality in our town. This project has been a long time in coming, and it will help protect the future of our community.
We've spent a great deal of time trying to develop an integrated financial management plan for the sole purpose of driving down the costs as much as we possibly could for each individual resident and property owner.
This proposal sparked heated debate and thorough discussion among both town officials and residents alike, highlighting its significance as the most important topic on the agenda.
Just based on what I'm hearing tonight in phase one and being a part of 8 eventual phases, maybe it's time that the town takes a position to demand and to fight back and require the Commonwealth to pay for this extraordinary indebting our grandchildren program. Now, I see a lot of people, applauding and very supportive of this phase one, but the phase one cost an estimated $210 million. Now, what about phase 2 through 8? Where are those anticipated costs? I mean, these are unknowns, and for these unknowns, I could certainly never, ever, ever indebt my grandchildren to this program.
A lot of people making comments about, oh, my kids, my grandkids, I want them to see this. I don't want them to pay for this. And so I'm 23 years old. Looking around the crowd, I don't exactly see a lot of people my age. So I just wanted to maybe make a statement from my perspective as a member of that community. And so I think for a lot of us that the environment is something that we need to make a point to protect regardless of the cost. And including those costs, yes, they may increase down the road. Yes, there are costs that we don't see for future phases, but if we want Cape Cod to continue being the beautiful Cape Cod that we all know and love, and to not have your kids or your grandkids come back and visit you and see the body of water you learned to swim in as a nice pool of algae and sludge, then we need to start the process now.
All in favor of the motion on Article 18, please raise your cards and say aye. Aye. All opposed? It's a clear-cut 2/3 vote. The motion carries.
Two other items on the agenda sparked heated debates among attendees. Article 34 proposed prohibiting disposable plastic food containers and utensils, and Article 35 aimed to ban disposable plastic water bottles in the community.
Plastic is the issue of the day. In spite of the fact that much research has been conducted and articles written about the harmful impacts of plastic, there has been little action to address the plastic pollution problem.
As supporters and opponents made their arguments, tensions ran high over the importance of reducing plastic for public and environmental health versus the freedom of business owners to make their own choices.
As a small business owner of a restaurant, I understand where the movement of green is going towards. I mean, we're educated on that pretty consistently as restaurateurs. We're getting pushed by our vendors to say, this is where things are heading. And we understand that, we're not blind to it. However, being in the society and the way our economic structure is set up, it's still our choice to choose whether or not we use paper, plastic. If we want to use the cornstarch-based, things that are coming out, there's a lot of different alternatives. I understand that. But what this amendment is doing is literally taking away your ability as a restaurateur to choose to do something.
I'm actually a fishing captain, both recreationally and commercially. All I drive by, going about 25 miles an hour, is plastic. Just whatever you're picturing now, triple it. I cover a lot of miles that no one will ever see in their entire lifetime. 15 miles, 35, 55 miles offshore, I've found plastic everywhere. We have to do something about it. Obviously, I'm strongly for this amendment.
All in favor of the proposed amendment to the motion 34, say aye. All opposed? The motion carries by majority vote. All in favor of Article 35, please raise your hand and say aye. All opposed? The motion carries.
Despite the division, both articles ultimately passed, signaling a commitment to reducing plastic waste and protecting the environment in Yarmouth.
I just want to make a point to the audience. You know, we have a nice turnout tonight that we haven't seen in many, many years. The history of issues like these is that people will bring them up and sometimes they pass, and then 6 months from now, you know, at fall town meeting or the next spring town meeting, somebody brings it up to repeal it. So I would urge you all to make attendance at town meetings something that you do regularly if issues like these are important to you. Thank you.
Thanks, Stephanie.